Hey guys, so today I'm doing a really cool video on the Morphe, well it's actually the Jack on Hill Favorites Morphe brush collection that I ordered, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do like the tutorial or whatever on this makeup look, and I'm going to put like the products I use and the brush I use on the screen, and then down below I will put like how much each brush is and how much each product is, and try to leave links to them if I can find them. The brush kit that I bought was only limited edition, I believe, but I believe they sell all the brushes separately. It comes with 23 brushes, so there's going to be, I didn't use every single brush in this look, but I used quite a few of them. I didn't use like 7 of them, but the rest of them I used on it. So it comes in this little case. I don't know if they sell this case or not separately. I think they do. If they do, I will link it below also. Also, I will leave Jacqueline's video for her brushes down below to show you guys what she uses them for. Because like, you don't have to follow the rules about what you use brushes for, it's just up to you. And then it's got like a little magnetic clasp on here, and you just, sorry, I'm gonna open it down here. So opens up like this, and then the brushes just sit inside here like this. And you can just close it back up, and this is a decent size. Like 23 brushes is a lot, and there's still room in there when the 23 brushes are in there. So yeah, I'm going to do the tutorial, and then after I do that, I will explain what I used each brush for, and tell you if I like them or not, or my review on them. So as far as the application goes, when I did get them, the only like real complaint I have, I guess, would be they smelled like paint. Like, I don't know if it was just like the barrels, like the barrel on this one is like really shiny. It doesn't smell like paint anymore. When I first opened it, it smelled like pure paint, and it was like super gross and stuff. But they're fine now. So I'm just wondering if they got like in the box, and then that kind of like aroma just kind of stayed in there or whatever. And I don't think the box smells like it either. I guess I should check that. Well, it might be the box. I think it's the box. But anyway, so and the other thing I wish kind of like, and I don't know if this is, I mean, it doesn't really bother me because I have these brushes already, but the brush set like didn't come with like an angled brush for either eyeliner or eyebrows. So that kind of stunk. I have to use my own for that, that's fine with me. I just think if you like do a brush set, maybe include that. And like, it came with like a lot of blending brushes, which I like the fact that it came with different shapes of blending brushes, like different tapers, and the length is different and the amount of thickness is different. But I feel like that should have been included as far as the angled brush. And also, they did not have like a flat concealer, either big or small. I have a few here, like these kind of flat top brushes. They didn't have any of those in the kit, so that kind of stunk. But other than that, the kit was like really useful, and also I kind of liked that it was a little more diverse, so it gave me stuff that I didn't already have. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first brush I used, which by the way, all the quality of these brushes were pretty fantastic. The first brush I used was this M439, and this is a buffing brush, and I use this for my foundation. And I really liked it. I like the thickness of this. I like the way it feels on my face. I wasn't sure about it at first because it was kind of leaving streaks, but the more I buffed it in, the better my foundation looked. Also with this brush, I feel that it almost, and I don't know if it's because my skin has been really bad lately, but I feel like it almost kind of made my foundation a little bit more sheer than it usually is. Usually it covers up like right here, there's a couple things, and over here, and it made my bronzer and blush look a little bit weird. And I didn't want to keep adding and adding product because I feel like that's just pointless to add more product, and I know I can get the coverage that I want from using a beauty blender. So I don't know if I should just use this with a little bit more full coverage than the Makeup Forever one. Maybe something with more thicker consistency like the Tarte one. But yeah, I don't know about this brush. So I did really enjoy this. There's nothing really, I guess, miracle about it. It's just kind of putting on foundation. But there was nothing terrible about it either. The next brush I used was the E8, and this I used for concealer. In Jacqueline's video, she used it for foundation, but I used a big buffing brush for that, and I didn't really want to take a long time. I mean, it could, but I just wanted to get it done faster. But this worked so good for concealer. I adore this brush, and I feel like it would be fantastic for a foundation. And I don't know if it's because it's softer or a little bit denser. I'm not totally sure. It is extremely soft, and I love applying concealer with this. I don't think I'm going to use my beauty blender for concealer because it also, like, I like putting concealer right here because I get like a blue undertone in my eyes, so I like just kind of like applying it right here and then across my eyelid for a base for my eyeshadow. And this just fits in there perfectly. It fits under the eye perfectly. It blends it in beautifully. Even on the nose, it's perfect. And I'm in love with this brush. So this is a really awesome brush. I love it, and yeah, E8, definitely a must. The next one I used is the E41, and this brush is ginormous. It's as big as my ear. This one also is pretty soft, and I don't know if they're like the concealer brush and stuff are from like the same, I don't want to say collection, but kind of, because like the bristles are the same colors and the same like softness and denseness. What's weird too about these is like some are matte and some are shiny, and some of the ferrules are different too. I do like the look of these, like not wands, but like handles better, but I do like the bristles on these better, and yeah, like the actual hairs in it better. Again, there's not really something, I guess, super special about this. I feel like it tends to grab more powder from my actual powder like container, but it's really super soft, and I do like that about it. And yeah, it's a really good brush, and I don't have anything bad to say about it. I think it could also work for bronzer if you really want to bronze up your face. The next one I used is the R2, and this one I used for bronzer, and I don't know if I liked it or not, to be honest with you. I don't know, it just kind of, I guess, didn't blend as well as I wanted it to, and didn't cover as much face as I wanted it to, and it kind of almost sheared out the bronzer. It didn't like leave the color on there, so I'm not totally sure about this brush. I might end up using it for blush instead, or find a different use for it, because I just don't think it works well up here, just not on the cheeks. I just don't like it for the cheeks. This is the M530. I use this for my nose contour, or not contour, but like bronzer slash contour, whatever you want to call it. And you know what? Honestly, I did not know if I was gonna like it or not, but I actually ended up really loving it. I love the way it blended it out. It looks very natural, but yet it still puts the product on well and blends it out very well. So I actually really like this brush, and I didn't think that I would ever like use this because of the shape, but honestly I love it. So this is the R10. This one I used for blush, and to be honest, it picked up a lot of product. like a lot of product, but it blended it out pretty well. So I do actually really like this blush brush, and it's nice having an extra blush brush on hand because you don't want to be mixing colors too much. But the first color that I applied, it's a Pixie blush, and I haven't used it in a while, and I just did not end up liking it, so I brought out a Lorac one, and that just blended out and applied much better than the Pixie one, and I think it gave this brush better performance. So I do like this one, 10 out of 10. Alrighty, so this is the M510, and I will tell you, you need this brush in your life. You need it in your life. It's just, oh my god, it's so perfect. It fits everywhere for highlighter perfectly. This is what I use for my highlight, and it's just so, it's the right density, the right texture, the right length, the right thickness, everything. You can just get everywhere perfectly, even the cheeks. It just fits the way it's tapered. It just fits everywhere perfectly. I absolutely adore this brush. I am so glad I got it in the kit, and you definitely need to go pick one of these up because it is worth it, I promise you. The next one I used is the E47. This one is like a little flat top, and to be honest with you, I did not like the purpose that I used it for. I tried to do Jaclyn's like stamping of the eye right here, and it works okay for more of a softer look, but I really like sharpening out. But I guess this works for if I just want to do like a lash day and not really a wing day. So it's alright for that purpose, but I think it's probably better for either like a nose contour or a cheek contour or something along those lines. The brush itself is not bad, I just don't know if I like it for that purpose. Now these three are what I used for my blending brushes. I have the M518, M441, and M433. So all these kind of had different purposes, but kind of the same purpose at the same time. They were used for the crease or above. So these all had different purposes. This one is the one I used first. It's a little bit, it's longer and thicker than all the other ones. It doesn't really taper as much as these two. And it's very circular. It's not flat at all. It's not pinched at the ferrule or anything. So it's a very, how do I put this? It covers a lot more ground than the other two, since the other two are tapered. So I put this one in first to do my transition color, and it worked super duper well. I have never seen Morphe eyeshadows blend out so well, and I really do believe it's because of these brushes. And I don't know if it's all eyeshadows, if this works for all eyeshadows, but I was concerned that it wouldn't beat my Elizabeth Mott blending brush, but I have to say it does. It works really good. All these brushes do. I love the blending brushes, and she gave us a lot, which I like because they're different shapes and they have different purposes. This one's a little bit more tapered, so I use this as the next color, and I added a lot of browns, but I wanted them to blend seamlessly, so I put a lot of colors in. And then this one I used for even deeper in the crease. So as I was going down to the smaller, more tapered ones, more pinched ones, were the deeper colors that were further into my crease. But all those brushes are fantastic, and I hope they work well for other eyeshadows too, as well as they worked for the Morphe eyeshadows. But they are absolutely amazing, and they're definitely a step up for me as far as blending brushes go. This one is the M504. This one is a little bit more tapered and covers more ground because it's bigger and fatter and longer. But it's almost got like, instead of just tapering, it's almost got like this triangle cut right here. And this is what I use for my all over like lid color, and it fits in there so perfectly. It picks up the right amount of color and just makes the product work to the best of its ability, and I love that about this brush. This next one is the E36. It looks like this. It's super tiny, but it's like a little blending brush. It's like the miniest blending brush I've ever seen, and I love this for putting like the first color under my eye because I really want to buff that out, and that's kind of like the transition color for the lower lash line. So this is absolutely perfect. It is just the right size. It doesn't take the product too far down. It keeps it up there, but it blends it out just enough to where it's a little bit farther away from the lash line, but not too far. So this brush is absolutely perfect for that. This one is the M432, and this one, I use this as, I believe Jacqueline directed. I think she used this for the same purpose that I did, and it's just to get right up in that lower lash line and press the color in there. And I use this for like a darker brown to accentuate and open my eyes, because I left my waterline alone. I didn't put any eyeliner there, so you kind of just want to put a little bit of a darker color there, so that way it's just on the outside and it kind of brings your eyes more brightness and lightness, and it opens your eyes up a little bit more. And this just, it really just got right in there next to that waterline and was not going like anywhere. So I adore this brush for that purpose. The next one I used is the M213, and it looks like this, and I have an e.l.f. brush that's similar but just not as big as this. This covers a little bit more ground than the e.l.f. one, but there's nothing super special about it except for the fact that it is the perfect size, and I do like the denseness of it too. But I used it for my inner corner highlight. Okay, got it down. And then my brow bone highlight, and it just kind of, it's the perfect size to fit in that area, and that's what I really like about it, and the fact that it's just a little bit bigger than the e.l.f. one. The last one I used was the E18, and this one's pretty similar to the other one I had, the little tiny blending brush. It's a little bit bigger, and to be honest with you, this was the other reason that I wanted a flat concealer brush, so that I could use it for my glitter, but she didn't put one of those in there, so I had to kind of improv, and I still wanted to use pretty much all of the kit brushes except for my eyebrows. I had to use a different brush, but this one actually worked out really well, and I believe it could have multiple purposes, but I really truly did like it for the glitter down here. It picked up the right amount, and it put down the right amount on my face. It was actually really good for that glitter purpose, so I do like it for that, and I'm sure I'll use it for much more. So that was all the brushes that I use. I am so happy that I bought the brush kit. I worked my butt off to get it actually, because they sold out like the day of, and then I had to like set my timer every hour to get it, and I was just so excited to get it. And yeah, I don't have very many brushes, and this was actually a really good deal, so I'm happy that I ended up picking it up. I was kind of like deciphering whether or not to, because I told myself that I wasn't going to buy anything until her palette came out. But, you know, stuff happens. So, and I am super glad I bought it, because every brush that I used, I don't have really anything like it, to be honest, and I love all of them, and I'm super excited to keep using these and keep trying these and try the ones that I haven't used already. And yeah, I hope you guys kind of got a little bit more insight on the brushes and got a little bit of a different opinion. And I hope you guys check out the website, because this is actually a really good set, and they sell the brushes separately too, so that is awesome. And yeah, I'll link everything down below. I'll link her video, I'll link all the brushes that I can find in the case and everything, and I will also link all the products I'm wearing on my face down below. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment below if you like these brushes, or if you got them, or if you got one of the golden tickets, like the Willy Wonka golden tickets. We'll see you guys in my next video. This was one of my favorite videos that I've done, and I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I hope there's more in the future. I'm just gonna hold these for a while now. Oh, you know what? I should show you guys the video, because I videoed it on Snapchat of me getting my brushes, because I was anticipating them actually today, but I got them yesterday, and like me and my mom went out, and then she didn't tell me that I had a box till I got home, and I was telling her I was expecting a package, and she's like, yeah, I told you there was a package in the house. I'm like, what? And so like I jetted for the house, and my mom's like, I've never seen you run so fast. my niece was actually in the room when I opened them, and she was like, these brushes are my favorite. She is so adorable. I love her so much. She's probably gonna be just like me, to be honest with you, which I don't mind. She loves makeup. She loves getting into it. And she was like just as excited as I was when I, you know, ripped open the box and she saw all the brushes with me and was taking all the little wrappers off that they came in, and like was like taking even the smaller brushes, like the really tiny ones, she was like putting them on her face like this because she's seen me do it before, and it was so cute. So yeah, we were both really excited, and I'm a happy purchaser, and yeah, I really want to try more of Morphe's products. Morphe is actually a really good brand. I know like a lot of people talk really great about them, and I really think that's for a reason, because I believe that Morphe is a really good brand. And you know, there are some products that aren't like my absolute favorite, but there's a lot of products that are. A lot of products that are so worth the price, and worth even more than the price. I think they work better than some brushes that are like 30 bucks and it's each. So yeah, I will link everything down below. I'm like 104% tired, so I'm gonna go take a nap. Peace.